No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Good morning and welcome to the Brand Momentum Morning Show. I'm your host, Faith James. Yes, I'm looking at the comments from the Momentum crew. They're like going crazy. This is your daily dose, your Monday through Friday anyway, daily dose of vitamin I. We focus on words of encouragement, inspiration, motivation. We choose a book each month. This month of May, What You Think of Me is None of My Business. And today we are in chapter 4. Others are not your source. Others are not your source. So as I ask you each and every morning when you're with me, if you're so inclined, go ahead and share, tag a friend or two that would benefit from having this bit of inspiration steeped into their soul. And before we read, let's go say hey to the Momentum crew. So good morning, Stelita. I love all of your energy. That's beautiful. Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, Amber. Beautiful. How are you? Good morning, Vivian. Yes, happy Friday. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. And Marion, beautiful. Good morning. Great to see you. Yes, Karen, top of the morning. How are you, gorgeous? Happy, fun, fit, fab Friday. Let's not forget Financially Free Friday, everyone. Good morning. I love it. It's a gorgeous day here in sunny South Florida. Where in the world are you joining from, and what is it doing for you? As I like to say, even if it's rainy, it's still a beautiful day because it's the day that the Lord made, and we get to be here, and we still have opportunities to make a difference and to make an impact, not only in our lives, but also the lives of those around us. So good morning, Khadijah. Good morning, sunshine. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Absolutely. Yes, let's go. Leaders are early. I love it. All right, let's read. Others are not your source. This gets to be good today. Self-reliance depends on knowing deep within yourself that no matter what's going on in your life, others are not your source. It's knowing that while you do need other people and do choose to react with them, they are not responsible for your happiness. People may be the avenue, the channel through which your happiness, your well-being, your prosperity flow, but they are not the cause. The source is God, your higher self, your true self. You and I, each of us, are like fountains from which love can overflow. Unhappily, we often see ourselves as containers into which things are poured, but your true self like a clear spring is outflowing with God as the source. Let's sit on that for a little bit. Like, how beautiful is that? The source, it's God. God is love, God is life. So that is the source of your joy, of your happiness, of your everything. Because we think other people are the source of our good, we make them into gods. What? We look to our parents, children, mates, employers, and friends to give us sincere security, abundance, and happiness. And we think that what we want emanates from others. We become frightened. We come to believe that they are withholding, and we seek to placate them to get what we think we need. That's what dependence is. We manipulate and threaten others to get what we want. We really believe that if they don't give it to us, we won't have it. As a result, our relationships become based on dependence instead of upon love. To look to others as the source of your love is to look in the wrong place. You will never be satisfied. You may try to find a substitute for love by insatiably seeking money, food, or possessions, but ultimately you will still feel empty and alone. Look at the tragedy of Marilyn Monroe. She was a woman of great beauty and talent, yet she died ignominiously of an overdose of drugs. The sadness in her life came because she was not self-reliant. She did not recognize her God within. In her quest for gratification, she used her beauty, talent, and helplessness. As I like to say, queens, you are not a wounded bird. You don't need anybody to take care of you, to bring you joy, to bring you happiness, to bring you love, to bring you life. God has got you. And if we could just get connected, even just a little bit, to that truth that your source is God. Your source is God. Oh, beautiful, Karen. Oh, I love it. Chiming in from the farm in Central Arkansas, USA, surrounded by God moments all the time and the critters on the farm. I mean, how lucky are you? Who's luckier than you, Karen? I mean, being with God's creatures up close and personal, being out in the nature, God's magnificent creations, such a blessing, such a beauty. Diana is where? Diana is in the ancestral lands of Minnesota, taking full responsibility for my happiness by keeping my fountain free from resentment. I love it. Love, love, love. Love it. Jacqueline, when it's raining, everything is getting washed off to shine brighter. I love that perspective. That's beautiful. Nothing but love will fill your love tanks. So good, guys. So her helplessness. So sometimes we play the role of victim because it gets people's attention. When you're at an event or party and you're sitting there and you're just being sullen and sulky, what naturally happens? People come up, are you okay? Is everything okay? Do you want me to get you some food? Do you want me to ask the DJ to change the music? Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a drive? Right? We get the attention. Helplessness is using manipulation strategies, and we don't get to do that. God is your source. Wow. But no matter how many people adored her, either as fans or friends, it wasn't enough. She didn't know that she was the source. My God. She thought it might be anyone and everyone else. She was begging for someone, something to fill the empty vessel of herself, never recognizing the ironic truth. We all do that at one time or another. We beg others to fill us up. But when we are honest with ourselves, we know that it just doesn't work. It doesn't work because we are already filled with the Spirit, just waiting to be poured forth. Marilyn Monroe was a dramatic example of the obviously dependent person. Look around you and you will see others. They can't pay their bills. They can't keep a job. Either they can't sustain a relationship or they cling to a relationship that is miserable. They snivel around playing the poor, helpless victim. Dependency, however, is not always apparent. It's often camouflaged. I know a good-looking, prosperous man in his early 40s who seems proud of the fact that he's never been married. Perhaps marriage isn't for everyone, but this man merely goes from one unhappy relationship to another. If the woman with whom he is involved doesn't break off the relationship, he does, and he boasts, "No woman will ever get her hooks into me." In talking with him, I discovered that his loudly proclaimed independence is a camouflage for fear. He's afraid to be vulnerable, so he hides behind what he misinterprets as his strength, his real life action. I'm afraid no woman can give me what I want. Rather than be disappointed, I just won't relate. So he's not self-reliant despite the appearances because he's afraid to be open and willing to participate and share. He is dependent on fear. Both the obviously dependent person and the one who misuses his strength as a shield are really in the same place. They appear to be going in opposite directions, but both come from lack in their lives. Each in his different way is a manipulator. The independent intimidates and scares people away, while the helpless drives everybody crazy, exploiting their compassion. These dependency traps are built into our lives early. As babies, we are dependent, principally on our parents. And as we grow into childhood, our parents' desire to possess us perpetuates this dependency and denies us the opportunity to be self-reliant. Our parents become dependent upon us to provide the love they need and to fulfill the dreams that haven't come true for them. The unhappy consequence too often is a complex entanglement of dependency between child and parent. It takes real courage to break out of these snarls. Courage is required because we've entangled need and love. Wow. Difference between need and love. Each of us, parent or child, is scared to death that if the other recognizes his or her own wholeness, we won't be needed. If you're a parent and you've had that thought where it's like, oh my gosh, if my children leave, I'm going to be, an empty nester. And then who have I become? What will I do? Where will I go? Who will I be? Because you're dependent, you've become dependent on your children to provide your identity, as opposed to being the whole you woman who happens to have children. Each of us, parent or child, is scared to death that if the other recognizes his or her own wholeness, we won't be needed. Actually, the opposite is true. The more secure, more actualized, and self-reliant a person is, the more he or she is able to be sensitive and respond to the other person. True self-reliance allows love to flow. Someone once said to Albert Schweitzer, You must really be a loving, unselfish man to sacrifice your life helping so many people. Schweitzer replied, on the contrary, he was absolutely selfish. He explained that he was in Africa because he derived a great deal of personal satisfaction from being there and from doing what he was doing. In other words, Schweitzer was there for himself. And because of his enlightened self-interest and self-awareness, he was able to express compassion and love for his fellow man. Through his expression, he was there for everyone else too. So let's look again at how dependency develops. As parents, we don't accept the fact that maturing is a gradual process. Oh, I don't want him to go big. I want him to stay, just be little by little, because what? You're dependent on your child being a toddler. You're dependent on that stage in life because you have completely, right, lost your sense of your own identity. The result is that the child goes from birth to adulthood by a curious path. In our desire to keep children dependent because we think their dependency proves their love for us, we don't allow them to mature gradually. We don't allow them to take small independent steps. We don't allow them to learn from their own mistakes and successes, how to handle themselves in their lives. Instead, it's a total dependence one day and complete independence the next day. One day we say, well, you're only 17. You're still just a kid. So I'll make the decision. The next day they're 18 and we say, you're an adult now. So go out there and make your own decisions. In this way, we become the source for our children and may remain so long past their initial adulthood. So the child becomes mature in years, but not in emotions. The child then looks for and often finds a mate he hopes will fill the role of the protective parent. The new couple has children and perpetuate the cycle. The dependence of the parents is visited upon the children. Wow. Here endeth the lesson. So the idea of dependence and need and love, and so important that even when you take it out of the parental relationship, when you take it into your intimate relationships, you take it into your friend relationships, that you get to be an independent whole source filled with the source from God, not from your besties. Have you ever had a situation where you've had a friend where if you don't call that person every other day, it's drama in your life? Anybody? Because they have attached to you as their source of happiness, of their source of meaningfulness in their life, as their source of their identity. So you get to keep calling me every other day and telling me how great I am because I'm so completely dependent on you. I am not self-actualized. I don't realize that I am complete and whole because God is my source. And if you're finding yourself, whether it's in a love relationship or a friend relationship, it's so important that you recognize and decide that that's an unhealthy place to be, because then that just perpetuates. We just read that. It's in your natural being to be source, God, spirit within you. And we get to spend the time connecting with that. So your source is from God himself. Your happiness is from God yourself. So on this financially free, fun, fit, fab Friday, what can we do? What can we do to bring recognition and honor to the fact that God is your source? That it's not your best friend who's going to call you and invite you out to, dinner, that's your source. That's just an avenue, right? Of a channel of where your love and your connection comes through. Your happiness is not predicated upon who's inviting you out to an event. Remember what I said yesterday, right? There's no ants in my house. that I could be good with a good book. I can be good with a good Housewives of New Jersey. That's what that's my mindless TV right now. Sometimes you just get to just chill. Don't judge me. But are you good with yourself? Ask yourself this question right now. Am I good with me? You know, is all well with me? Is it well with my soul? Ask yourself that question. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got $1 Million Listing too. Love that show. I love that. Khadija says, God has been my companion all my life. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am. It's beautiful. And you know, when you think about the example they gave with the Marilyn Monroe, right? You would think, my gosh, like every single man adored her. You know, women wanted to be her. She had influence and wealth and just literally everything you could think materially that a person could want. She had it. And still empty, dependent, helpless, being a wounded bird, manipulating for attention. So you get to check in with yourself. Again, no judgment. Just check in with yourself. Is it well with me? Is all well with my soul? Do I know where my source is? Do I know who my source is? Do I understand that even if I'm with 5 people or 1,000 people, that I by myself am good, I am whole? I love this. And Dinah says, all is well and shall be well. And so it is. Yes. Good morning, beautiful Jennifer. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we get to get clear and know that it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. I know who is my source. I know who is the lifter and the protector, the lifter of my head, the protector of my soul. I know that. I am good with me because I'm surrounded by spirits all the time. Yes. And so you get to move through the earth as an independent, self-reliant, whole person, not putting your needs, wishes, demands, wants on other people to say, make me happy. You know, they use the example of the baby. Clean me. I'm dirty. Clean me. Right? That's when we were little and we were dependent. But we get to just really know that transference, right? That love, that source that came from God through our parents, we now get to have a direct connection to it. We don't need to go through anybody else's telephone line to get connected to source. If you are, and this is just an invitation, to have as part of your morning routine, maybe it's one scripture, maybe it's one, passage that you read every morning. And why to pick one thing and do it every morning? So it gets riveted in your soul. So it gets riveted in your system, right? That you can find something that you can anchor onto and say, yep, I am good. I am good enough. I am whole. I am equal to the whole. God is my source. That you could go have lunch by yourself. Guys, do you do that? Do you ever just say, you know what? Saturday, I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to stop by the library. I'm going to get a massage. I'm just going to be with me and all is well with me. Let me hear, Kara says the demons. Let me hear. Okay, good. Vivian, what have you done? Because this is something that we get to do all the time. The love of self. When you look in the mirror Do you cringe? Do you recoil? Or do you say, yep, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I see it. Thank you, God. Yeah, I love going to the farmer's market and lunch on exactly. It's such a beautiful thing to be, because here's the thing that happens too. And if you guys, if you haven't done this like Vivian has, it's a great thing to try because you get so present, right? There's no other conversation. You get to sit, you get to be present to your food, you get to be sit and be present to the happenings by. Maybe you're in a street side cafe. Exactly. You get to just be. We don't always have to be in the doing. Let me call this one, let me do here. Because if you were ever alone by yourself, the thoughts that come to you, if you're afraid to be alone by yourself, yep, listen, Vivian's doing the most. And getting the nails done, right? If you are afraid to be by yourself, that's a red flag to you that all is not well with your soul, and you get to do something about it right now. So maybe it's just, as I instruct my clients all the time, go on a wealth walk. And a wealth walk is, as you're walking in your neighborhood, you're noticing, you're visualizing that the trees, the palm trees, the pine cones, everything represents what you are desirous of. So if when you go, is it well with my soul, and you feel like, you know what, I don't feel loved. I don't feel respected. I don't feel whatever it is for you that you are seeking, go on a wealth walk, and every leaf, every frond represents that thing that you're desirous of. And just be in that and just walk and just see it. It's all around you. It's flooding you. It's waving to you. Yes, here is all the love, trillions and trillions of bushels of love here for you. If it's money, trillions and trillions of dollars, each leaf represents $1 million. Be in the possibility that you are whole, that you have everything that you need, that you're not dependent on a friend, a bestie, a lover, a husband to bring you joy. That just, what did Karen say, right? She is out there on the farm with the animals, God's creatures, that she gets to observe that. That is such a beautiful image. You're out there in God's creation. And, I'm so guilty a lot of times of just being right here in this office on the computer. I've got like a whole mission control with my 2 monitors, and I'm getting another computer. And it's just like, you can get sucked in to the doing, and you get to go on a wealth walk and amplify your being. Yes, queen coming through, queen with the throngs of love, people just showering her, the people being the trees, showering you with love, showering you with adoration, with joy, with peace, whatever it is that you're looking for. Diana says, oh, beautiful. It's so good. Long walks in the woods, my absolute God place. Guys, if you don't know how much you're missing when we just take it for granted. And it's like, we look out the window and we're like, okay, yeah, that looks like a great day. My commitment to you is I'm going on my own wealth walk today and increasing that even more, because, you got to be aware of yourself on the slippery slope. It's like, oh my gosh, the CEO Bootcamp program just launched, and, I'm with the clients every single day. And 2 times a day, like we were just together for an hour at 8:00, and we get to come back together in a Zoom session and start working on their business plans. 3:00, I have a Zoom with the dean of the business school right after this. I have a 2:00, right? It's easy for the calendar to get filled, and you're just still sitting here, work, and not realizing the source. God's source is out there, that it's like a good tea. When you just steep yourself in it, the renewal, Try it, guys. Listen to Vivian. I put Vivian on a wealth walk. We had a session a couple days ago. I put her on a wealth walk, and see already, this is what she's saying. Try it. Half full, baby. I'm still. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love that. Trillions of love in the leaves. Isn't that beautiful? Hey, Nicole. Welcome, my love. Nicole says, I take time to do what makes me happy. Walks in nature, lunch, time to be creative, draw, write, and gratitude, being submerged in the beauty of life. I love this. Oh my goodness, Karen, you're killing me. Karen says, I take dream walks with the horses. Oh, gorgeousness. Jacqueline did her gratitude walk this morning. Yeah, it's beautiful. 73, it's perfect. It's perfect weather. Exactly. Just go. I'm doing it. And my intention is to do that every single day. Is that, who was it? One of my coaches was saying, if you can't find 20 minutes in your schedule or 30 minutes to go push away, take a break and walk, then you need to go for an hour, because that tells you your life is in chaos, that you can't carve out 20 minutes isn't an easy thing for you to find. Then you need to go for an hour to really push through and let it be known that you understand what is the most important thing. The most important thing that any of us get to do is we get to get connected to our source. We get to go on a walk with God and literally give gratitude as we're walking. So good. So do this, my loves. Let us declare. And this is where the momentum comes in, right? So when you start to do things repetitively, that it just becomes part of the routine, is going outside and getting in nature and getting connected to source, because the source is not the clients on the phone. The source is not the people that I'm training in the master classes. God is the source. So how often are we connecting with source? And again, not just like looking through this window right here and go like, hey, God, or when I do my Bible study, it's this and. This is what I tell my clients. It's not this or that. It's this and that. Do your Bible study and then go connect with God. Go out into source. Absolutely, Jacqueline. We get to take care of us first. So if you're feeling like your happiness, your joy, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to get away and get a break. That's your clue, your signal too. You need to amp up your wealth walks, because we all have sidewalks, right? Maybe not everybody lives near a beach, but there's grass, there are trees somewhere. I don't care if you're in New York City in the concrete jungle. Hello, Central Park. That we get to carve out for us. Not waiting for a friend to call to say, hey girl, I'm gonna go grab a bite. And we're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I've been stuck here all day. Nope, unstuck yourself and go on your walk. The most brilliant thing that you can do. Just that simple thing, that walk to connect and just go out and give gratitude and say, God, I am just so grateful that I get to be here, that I am here, that clearly there are more things for me to do. You may not know what those more things for you to do are just yet. You could be steeped in confusion. That's okay. Here's your first clue. You're still alive and you're still breathing God's air. He's still got a plan for you. So who here now, Momentum Crew, I'm loving all the energy. If you're going on a wealth walk today, this weekend, hashtag wealth walk. And I want to see who is this. So this is, again, one of the key things I train in my programs. It's about being aligned to your word. So if you know you're just going to do it and you're going to say it and you're not going to do it, don't put it on there. Because the worst thing we can do is say something and not do it. Because what that does is you're training your brain to see you as a liar. And your brain is a record. It's a library. It's like a huge cavernous library. It keeps all the scores. So if you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, your brain just made a note. Yep, told another lie. There she goes, told another lie. And your brain doesn't care what the reasons are. You know, we have the reasons in our stories and all those good things. Oh, what happened was that your brain doesn't care. Check another box. She told another lie. And why is it important? Because when you get to call on your brain for creativity, so one of the things we're working on in the CEO program is the what if, right? The what if activates your prefrontal cortex and gets your brain into action. When you do that, and if your brain knows you as a lie, it's like, oh, here she comes now asking me what if statements, like I'm going to help her. No, you're a liar. You're a no liar. So no, don't waste my time. And then you wonder, like, why the things that you're looking for in life aren't coming, they're not coming true. You're like, what's going on? Check your word to yourself. Check your word to yourself. Okay, Wealth Walk today done. Saturday and Sunday will do. Yes, absolutely. Vivian, Wealth Walk. Yes, Diana, Wealth Walk. Let's go on a Wealth Walk, guys, every single day. Listen to me. Because this is how this gets to be done every single day. Even if you just go down to the end of the block and back, because this is sometimes just like, oh my gosh, if I don't do a 5K, it's not even worth it. Why bother, right? I used to be that kind of like all or nothing. So as I step into my leadership, and it's like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It could be and. Okay, your schedule is full today. Do you have 20? So you just go down this block and here and come back. It doesn't need to be a marathon. But did you physically shift your energy? Did you physically shift your body and get out in nature, go connect and talk to your source, give God thanks and praise? That is what he wants from us. Gratitude in all circumstances. Give gratitude. Gratitude for the big things, the little things, the things that you think are inconsequential. Give gratitude for them anyway. I love that. Even standing on the balcony overlooking the trees and the lakes and nature can do this mental exercise. Brilliant coaching, Vivian. Even if you just go outside on the balcony, breathe in God's air, right? Not the conditioned air, God's air. I love that. So who else is going on a Wealth Walk? Is it just Vivian and Diana and Jacqueline? Nicole's going on a Wealth Walk. Absolutely. Yeah, let's go. Absolutely. Let us go. Jacqueline said, I was so grateful even in the wind this morning. My glue on my lashes didn't fall off. Exactly. As something as small as that you might think like, really? You're going to go to God with that? Yep. Take it to the Lord. Right? Take it to the Lord. Brilliant. Jennifer is on the Wealth Walk. So Mary is going to be on the Wealth Walk. Okay, so here's what we get to do, guys. If you're in the Savvy Branders tribe, which if you are not, you get to go there now. Let me give you the name here. So it's on Facebook. Go find it, search it, request access, and join. When you go on your Wealth Walk, I need some receipts. I want to see some pictures. So you either do a video saying, hey tribe, out here on my Wealth Walk, and or you take a picture. You take a picture. You know, oh my gosh, in Jamaica when we were little, Karen will know. Jacqueline may have done this too. When we're posing, it's like you hold on to a leaf. It was like the craziest thing. We would go to our Hope Garden, which is just this beautiful, beautiful sanctuary of all types of, flowers and plants. And I'm sure I have a picture of me like holding on to a leaf like this. That was our thing. Go hold on to a leaf. Go hold on to a prawn and say, look, I've got $10 million right here in my hand. Do that. Like really bring it into being. Really make it real for you. But definitely go into the tribe and either do it as a video or do it as a picture and just claim it and declare it. And that this gets to be done for us every single day, whether Karen said, with a huge leaf right now. Yeah, that was our thing. I don't know where that came from, but that was our thing. So now we get to recreate that. Here, I got $1 million in my hand. Here, look at, I've got billions and billions of love just covering me, flowing over me. Let's make it fun. In the Savvy Branders tribe, Diane. So here it is again. I'm not sure if let me find it. So this is the name of the Facebook group. So so if you just search, groups on Facebook, the Savvy Branders tribe. If you're not in, request in, it's free, just get in. And there is where you will just do your video or post your picture, and do hashtag when you post it, hashtag wealth walk. Yep. So yes, absolutely. So guys, it's going to be an awesome day. Let us declare that. Let us decree that, because what you say, and if I shared this with you, I had one of my clients, I had reached out to her and just was checking in Messenger, and she wrote me back and she's like, oh, I think I might have bitten off too much and this, and she was telling me all kinds of things that was going on, and I didn't give that any energy. I just wrote back to her. I said, no, ma'am, you do not get to prophesy against your life. You do not get to curse your life, because again, what you say, the power of your words, strong. You're going to hear me keep repeating this over and over, because this is where you get to have your big momentum. I am fab. I am fearless. I am fit. I am fun. I am luxurious. I am blessed. I am anointed. I am creative. I'm successful. I am free. I am joyous. I'm happy. That's all you get to say. Even when you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm like, so never ever say I'm overwhelmed. You can say I'm overly blessed. Yes, I love it. The Savvy Branders tribe. Here's the look at the screen. Look at the screen, Diana. That's the name. The Savvy Branders tribe. Yes, Nicole is done. Brilliant. So you don't get to say you're overwhelmed. You get to say, I'm overly blessed. I have so many things. I have so many opportunities. I am overblessed. I mean, even though we may know what you mean, but we're not giving life to that. We're not giving oxygen to this fire, because it doesn't matter if you're like, oh, it's just a little thing. It's just a cute little fire. I can say I'm overwhelmed. It's just a little thing. No, that's you blowing air on that fire that's going to turn into a raging inferno. We have to guard our lips. I'm overly blessed. I have so many opportunities. I don't know which one to choose. I'm overly blessed. Even when, your inbox is like stacked 20 feet deep, because you got so much stuff that you haven't done. I'm overly blessed. I get to choose which one to start. I have so many opportunities. I have so many things. Again, oh, this is a problem. Nope, nothing is a problem. This is an opportunity for you to solve something. So say, oh my gosh, I can't get this email thing. Nope, this is an opportunity to solve my email opt-in. And I'm so happy about it. Shift the energy. Love, love, love. Okay, so yes, you are welcome, my love, and I love it. I'm overly blessed. Yes, indeed. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to send you off. Have a fabulous weekend. Be wonderful. Go be awesome. Be in your gratitude. Be in your gratitude for even the simplest, smallest, teeniest, tiniest little thing. Like Jacqueline said, her lashes didn't blow off in the wind. We give gratitude for that, right? Every little thing. Every single little thing. Absolutely. Everything is working out for your great. God said so, and so it is. So it is. Karen says, I'll claim one of my dream walks as my wealth walk. I have 20 horses to walk. We get lots of richness from the source as I look around and thank God for all the universal gifts. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. You look now at the trees, you look at the bales of hay, you look at everything with a different new eye. Each one of those represents what it is that you're feeling desirous of for at this moment. So like I said to Diana, if it's love, each one of those, it's like, a love note or a love feeling, whatever it is for you, claim it. I love that. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, my love. You go have a fabulous weekend as well. Khadija, my love, thank you. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. Diana, thank you. Thank you. Have an amazing day, Nicole. I received that. Thank you. I am so grateful that I get to do this. So we will be back Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We will continue to read from What You Think About Me Is None of My Business. And I'm sending you guys off with so much love. Be amazing. And I will look for all of the wealth walk pics in the group. I'm going over there right now. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.